ground beneath our boots isn't Earth at all. It's a man-made mountain, a colossal stack of stone that rises 300 feet into the humid haze of the Javanese jungle. Layer upon layer of basalt pillars, volcanic rock and compacted ash have been heaped and tamped by hands we have never met, and the scent of damp moss and ancient mineral lingers in the air, like a forgotten promise. Every step the workers take crushes the thin crust of soil that survived from the 1970s, a fragile veneer that flutters away like ash in a gust. They are not digging for gold or for treasure. They are testing a lie that has been whispered across continents for a century. Geologist Danny Hillman Natawijaja kneels in the thick, black mud that clings to his calves. His fingers brush a narrow crack in the stone, feeling the gritty grain of quartzite under his skin. "Look at this," he whispers into his radio, voice trembling with a mix of awe and dread. The carbon dating from 2011 says this pyramid is 20,000 years old. The numbers echo in his mind, 20,000 years. Older than the first cultivated fields, older than the wheel, older than the Great Pyramids of Egypt, older than any written record we have ever trusted. The team's drill hums, a low, relentless vibration that bites into the core of the hill. The sediment that erupts from the borehole isn't random dirt. It is a compacted layer of ash, the residue of a supervolcano that erupted 20,000 years ago. That ash settled on a structure that was already there, a monument that stood firm when the last ice age was ending, when humans were still painting the walls of caves in Europe with ochre and charcoal. Danny's voice cracks over the radio, thin with excitement. "We just found the oldest pyramid on Earth," he says, "and no one's talking about it." The silence on the other end is deafening, as if the world itself is holding its breath. Back in 1914, Dutch colonizers charted the hill and called it a natural rise, a curiosity for tourists. No one dug deeper, no one imagined that beneath the smooth slope lay a secret older than civilization. It wasn't until Danny's team bored into the heart of the hill in 2011 that the truth began to surface. The core sample returned as quartzite pillars, fused together by intense heat and unnatural marriage of stone and fire that could only have been engineered by human hands. Archaeologists across the globe scoffed at the dates. How could a pyramid exist before civilization? They demanded. Danny's wife, also a geologist, stared at the core under a microscope, her eyes widening. "We're holding a mistake in our hands," she said, voice barely a whisper. "A mistake that rewrites history." The words lingered, heavy as the humidity that clung to their skin. The Indonesian government, eager to capitalize on the hill's mystique, built a concrete staircase that now spirals up the mountain, inviting tourists to climb and snap photos of the panoramic view. No plaques explain what lies beneath, no signs warn of the ancient stone buried below. The mountain offers only a breathtaking vista, while its secret waits in darkness. When Danny's team returned with a ground-penetrating radar, the scans lit up with 5 hidden chambers, each a dark mouth yawning beneath the hill. One chamber, 40 feet deep, was empty at least to the radar's eye, empty or waiting. Villagers from nearby hamlets whispered that their ancestors had built the mountain not as a tomb, but as a machine. In old Javanese texts, they called it the Mountain of Light, a place where the gods descended to walk among men. The drill suddenly struck something metallic. Not gold, not ore, but a hollow tube, rusted and cold to the touch. "It's a pipe," Danny said, his voice reverberating off the stone walls. Buried 30 feet down, the notion of plumbing in a prehistoric structure seemed absurd. "Unless they lived here permanently," his colleague muttered, "unless they stayed." The pipe led into a tunnel, a shaft of darkness where no breeze moved. Danny's headlamp flickered, casting trembling shadows on wet stone walls that were unnervingly smooth, too smooth for chisels, as if they had been melted and reshaped. Geologists identified the material as pseudomorphic basalt, a rock that forms only at temperatures hotter than any volcano, exceeding 2,200 degrees Fahrenheit. How did they achieve that? Danny wondered, feeling the weight of a mystery older than any myth. Further in, the team uncovered charcoal embedded in the tunnel floor. Carbon dating placed the charcoal at 12,000 years old. Someone had lit fires here, controlled and sustained, perhaps for hours or days. The heat from those fires could have fused the stone, creating the glass-like sheen that now lined the tunnel. At the tunnel's end, a chamber opened, its walls etched with symbols that matched no known script. Under ultraviolet light, the carvings glowed, revealing a pattern that resembled a star map. The constellations aligned with Orion's belt, but not as we see it today. The map pointed to a sky that existed 20,000 years ago, before the Earth's axis shifted. Danny's breath caught. "We didn't build monuments to gods," he murmured. "We built them to the sky." The Indonesian authorities quickly sealed the tunnel, labeling it a safety hazard. Danny's research permits evaporated, his findings classified. Why would a modern government hide a 20,000-year-old pyramid? He asked himself, the question echoing in the humid night. The answer lay in the precision of the structure. The basalt pillars aligned with magnetic north at the moment they were placed, a magnetic alignment that only held true for a single year, 20,000 years ago. The pyramid was not a tomb, it was a compass, a beacon built by people who understood Earth's magnetic field and the shifting heavens. Danny's wife reached out, laying her hand over his, the jungle's chorus of cicadas humming around them. "What if we're not the first civilization?" she asked, voice trembling with both fear and wonder. "What if we're the second?" The mountains seemed to hum beneath their feet, a low vibration that felt like a heartbeat waiting to be heard. Above them, tourists laugh and pose on the steps, oblivious to the warm pulse that rises from deep within the stone. No one looks down, no one wonders why the mountain feels warm to the touch. No one asks what slumbers beneath the stairs. The pyramid is real, the carbon dates do not lie. The tunnel is real, the star map is real. Only one question remains: who built it, and where did they go? History books claim nothing happened 20,000 years ago, except the ice melted, the mammoths vanished, and the world changed. Yet the mountain whispers in the wind, reminding us that the past is not buried, it is waiting. Waiting for someone to dig deeper, for someone to listen, for someone to finally understand that this is not just a pyramid. It is a warning, a message, a compass pointing to a forgotten age. And we stand on it, poised at the edge of a mystery that could rewrite everything we thought we knew about humanity's origins.